is, again, June 10th. There's a correspondence dated June 10th. That letter provides that the probation will be extended for 6 months, an additional 6 months, in order to fully evaluate his performance. What's important to note is that the city employee handbook addresses probationary employees shall receive a performance review which will be presented to the probationary employee after 3 months of service. It is my understanding that that did not occur. And again, reading from the employment manual, the function of the employee performance evaluation is to provide probationary, non-probationary employees with timely reports of their progress and allow for correction of deficiencies, to provide an ongoing performance record which may become part of documentation used in making personnel and salary actions, and to provide employees with an opportunity to discuss ways and means for improvement and to communicate expected performance for the next performance period. What's important to note is that Mr. Lanning was not provided a 3-month evaluation formally. He was not provided a 6-month evaluation formally. Now, we move to the next matter in the binder is dated October 23rd, 2009. It reads discussion of performance issues. Description event, it reads ICRs are not being filled out, which we dispute. No reports or follow-up on sexual assault cases. And that was discussed with the employee on October 23rd, 2009. Now, the concern that we have is that on the next page is a summary of the events for which Mr. Murphy wanted to speak with Mr. Lanning. At that meeting, Mr. Lanning, or Mr. Murphy, from my understanding, indicated that there are only 3 matters which were requested. I apologize, one moment, please. On the 23rd, the information was given to the chief, and there would be a follow-up on the 26th, which was Monday. Now, on that follow-up, there was a discussion of a criminal sexual conduct case, which was 2 years old, and it's my understanding that Mr. Murphy had that active law enforcement investigative file. It begs the question if there was a Minnesota Government Data Practices Act violation. But with that being said, there were no missing reports. And there were no missing ICRs. So there was an allegation that there was a missing ICR. That meeting verified that there were no missing ICRs, none whatsoever. There's another question then of the next event, which is dated on November 13, 2009, record keeping and logs. Now it reads to record every incident which occurs or is alleged to have occurred in Belle Plaine service area in accordance with according to the comprehensive reporting system. And it talks about goal measurement. I'd like to now defer to Chief Lanning because I think he can speak more accurately to when those meetings occurred, the substance of those meetings, and the result.
Mayor and council members, there was actually a meeting on November 5th, and if you would provide them with copies. If you'll notice at the bottom of what I'm going to provide you, there is a date stamped when the document was printed. We had a meeting on November 5th where he provided me a list of cases that Mr. Murphy claimed there was no ICRs on. We agreed we would meet 1 week later, the following Friday, and discuss those cases. He directed me to pull an ICR on every case during that time period, and we would then review that the following Friday for compliance. Again, this is verified by the date stamped on the bottom of the memo that he provided me. There's no mention of this November 5th meeting in the booklet or provided to you. At that time, when we met on the 5th, I went down each one of these instances, such as the vehicle lockout, the harassing letters, the ATM escort, the vehicle lockout, harassing text messages, a young man asked to speak with the chief, identity theft, reporting a possible drugging at a bar. He asked me to give him written documentation on what I did on that. The vehicle lockout, I did respond. I was at Napa. I responded from a Rotary meeting to Napa where Gary from Tom's Auto Body had already unlocked the car prior to my arrival, but I was there. Harassing letters, no ICR. I did this at the request of the victim, who will provide you with this is Carol Stromberg. It's a written one. There it is. And I'll provide you a letter from her. She had been receiving letters, or her husband's business had been receiving letters that were of a concern. She came to me, asked me to handle the matter as best I could without making it public. She was worried that it would become public and hurt her business, or the business where he worked at. I agreed to do that. Upon looking at it, working through it, we developed a suspect. I showed her the videotape. At that time, she changed her mind and wanted to pursue charges. And we did that. The ATM escort, no ICR. I provided documentation that there was a quick call made where I documented I was there and had done that. Harassing text messages sent to the daughter, the stepdaughter. A man came in who lives in my neighborhood, requested to speak to an officer in reference to his girlfriend and her daughter receiving unsolicited texts. He had not talked to the daughter yet. He had not talked to his wife. He was looking for advice on what to do. I provided that to him. I also instructed him to go talk to his daughter, the wife and daughter, and to ensure that, A, these were really unsolicited, and to also tell the person who was giving the text message videos to stop. I explained to him there was a possibility that the person had just entered the number wrong into their phone and were sending these messages. He thanked me and left. He later then made a report, or I'm sorry, the wife, the girlfriend later made the report. The identity theft reported on October 5th, 2009, ICR filled out on 10/29. That's Gabrielle. Gabrielle's mother came to me and said that she believed her daughter had been a victim of identity theft. The daughter, 21 years old, lives in Mankato. I instructed the mother that I would be more than happy to speak with her